let's take a look at how we are going to triage in verbal reasoning. So basically it's kind of like skipping certain questions that you find hard, or ranking your order, your preference order of questions that you prefer to answer. So let's take a look. So before you actually get into it, make sure that you've done a lot of practice in verbal reasoning. The reason being is so that you can identify your strengths and weaknesses in verbal reasoning. Second point is that you use Medify to identify which style of questions and what sort of topics you are getting wrong. Medify is amazing in that you can literally look at all the list of questions that you got wrong per section, so like verbal reasoning, and then the style of questions as well that you get wrong as well. Now take a look at the certain topics and the style of questions, shove all of that information into a table, and it should look something like this. So here is my table that I created during my Ucat verbal reasoning section. So I think that was like I think a year back? No. Well, I actually don't know. But anyways, nothing to like, wait, when did I? Okay, don't forget about that. But basically, here on the far left, I have topics that I like. So that's medicine, obviously, science, animals, religion, NHS, dentistry, computer, something to do with computers, health, bio, chemistry, nature, space. So basically, these were topics that I found on Medify that I really liked doing, and obviously majority of these I would get right most of the time. Now obviously the content in the passage obviously makes a difference, so if I end up reading something I don't like, then obviously chances of me scoring well are very low. Then I also created a middle table, so topics I don't mind, but if I had a choice not to do them, obviously I wouldn't do them. So that was history, but the short passages, geography, latest politics like Brexit, easy politics, it depends what you class as easy politics, and then philosophy as well. And then the topics I absolutely hated, by hated I mean topics I would all the time I would flop. So those were politics, so the long passages, war, long passages, geography, long passages, Chinese politics. Don't worry, I've got nothing, I promise you there's nothing against that, as I don't know why every time there was something about Chinese politics I wasn't able to answer the questions correctly. I don't know why that is, but who knows. Fighter jets, anything about fighter jets, it's quite random. And then the movie industry, so those topics I know immediately, if I saw any of those topics I would skip them. Now obviously the Ucat should hopefully give a balance of everything, so they shouldn't all give like long passages on politics, war, history and geography, because that would be a pain, but you get the idea. And then at the bottom I've also put the style of the verbal reasoning questions, so like the definitions, what is the definition of blah blah blah, find this keyword, aims, numerical, so all of these styles of questions, then author's opinion, inference, so all of them you'll find on Medify as well, and it just makes it so much easier once you've organized it. And the thing to do is, now that you've got all this information in a table, you want to like really prioritize these passages on the far left, so the ones that you like, obviously, because these are the ones that you will get, like pretty much guaranteed that you will get a mark in these sort of questions, categories or whatever. So you get the idea, and hopefully this should actually help you. And the ones that you hate or dislike or just can't get enough marks on, obviously you want to skip them, because obviously you want to save as much time as possible and spend more time on the ones that you actually like. Now what some people do is that they skip throughout the whole verbal reasoning section and they attempt to find all the ones that they like, and there's an issue with that. You want to attempt all the questions as you go along. Now if you do come across the ones that you do hate or dislike or can't get enough marks on, the best thing to do is flag the question, answer the question whatever answer you put down and then come back to it later once you have finished the whole section, and then reattempt it again, and that way you can boost up your score. Now, just another thing is, how many questions should you miss out? Well, in all honesty, I remember putting on my whiteboard that I should only miss out a maximum of 6 questions. In order to get a relatively good score, I want to miss out like a maximum of 6 questions. Any higher, I know that my score would like dip in like quite a lot. So that's another thing to consider as well.